On Facebook, who is the she you refer to in all your songs? Is it always the same person? Better be.
My mom.
Justin's girlfriend. Like there's this twins one time.
Aoife, Shaniqua.
Well, we meet a lot of girls on the road.
In the best places with each other, and we wish
For the record, coming out right now, it is my wife, Brittany. She is the she in all of the songs because really I wouldn't see a point in referencing anyone else other than my wife, and she is the bomb. So of course I'm gonna reference her. Well, if this question had been asked a couple years ago, I would have said musical theater because I was really into musical theater. But recently, I don't know. I'd have to say. From a musical perspective, I try to listen to like a lot of different types of music and try to put it all in. Try to put all these different influences into the music, and it's nice because when I come to the table with a song and say, hey guys, check this out, then like you guys bring your whole metal influence into it as well, right? So it's the pop rock side, which I'm kind of gung-ho for, and then you guys roughing it up a little bit, which kind of makes it work. But from a lyrical perspective, I don't know, we're all Christians in the band, so that really comes out. As far as our faith, again, my wife is a huge topic of songwriting just because she's awesome, and there's there's a lot of emotional context and stories that you kind of put to that, and also my dog Padme. She is a huge source of inspiration because she's so cute.
Not to be confused with that.
Not to be
Mike Carrera, MXPX, he writes some really cool stuff about just his life and stuff like that, and just fun experiences. And I think that really reflects even what we're into with a lot of like good times, relationships, and God stuff too. Like all of those things can kind of come together, and life doesn't have to be sad if you know Jesus anyway. So for me, I would say Mike Carrera or like Reese Roper from Five Iron Frenzy. Those guys are awesome.
I'm a really big fan of Blink-182. Like my favorite band ever. So them, and also A Day to Remember. I love A Day to Remember. So kind of a pop punk kind of stuff. It's my favorite.
I'd say songwriters that really influenced me. I love Emery. Thus, sure. I think their songwriting is very good, and even though their style might you might not be able to hear their style in our music, I really admire how they're able to use different styles of music and lyrically how they're able to kind of do some different things. I love Matt Thiessen as well. He's around with the band Reliant K, and his songwriting is phenomenal. And I also am a huge fan of Ben Folds, just because Ben Folds is pretty rad. His piano stuff is pretty good.
Number one gun. Greatest music ever. Ever.
Yes it is. We haven't played here, but we were on tour last September with the News Boys and TFK and all that, and we got to stop off at Quebec City for a day, and that was so sick. I've never been, and I've never been to Europe, but it felt like being in Europe, and that place is amazing. I really had a lot of fun.
Stayed at this really nice house in BC. It was sick. There was a monkey tree in the backyard. I don't even know how to describe it. It was awesome.
Google it. Google it.
Use the Google button.
Right now,
Yeah.
go to google.com and type in
No,
monkey
finish the
tree.
video.
Finish the video.
Yeah.
Then google.com, then monkey tree.
Open a new tab and get that loading while you're watching.
There's been so many amazing faces, so many amazing faces. No, I don't know. Abbotsford was pretty cool.
Yeah.
BC.
That was really cool. I agree with you though. So you guys kind of answered my question.
Yeah, those are probably the two coolest places for everyone.
Definitely, yeah.
But there's more cool places to go.
You know what else was fun? It was Daring Lake.
Yeah.
that's cool.
When we played Kingdom Bound, it was like we played at this sweet theme park in New York, and it was really awesome. And the coolest part about it is we got these like VIP passes, so we could jump to the front of any line. And I felt kind of like a jerk, but it was pretty rad.
But we still
you
did
weren't
it.
that bad. You love roller coasters. He loves roller coasters.
Yeah.
So we were in Red Deer, and we were playing at this show at this church there, and so Nate had been playing this game, this small game where you take these chairs and you stack these chairs on top of each other, and the idea is you try to get it as tall as you can. So it's these little plastic chairs, and like if you're lucky you can get it to like, I don't know, here, and you're just like, oh, that's really impressive because the chairs are only this big, and there's nothing really holding them in place. It's all balanced and stuff. So off to this side room, there's like, it's a Sunday school room, and there's all these like miniature chairs like this big, and so then Nate takes these chairs and stacks them up, and like the ceiling's probably like, I don't know, like what, 10 feet high, and he gets it to the ceiling with these chairs, and so it's like we have pictures, and it's just like a person standing like right here, and the chairs go like way up. And for me, that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen on tour.
There's this stuff that's inside you get a lobster, it's a whole lobster, and there's this stuff inside it, it's like green.
What's it called?
I don't remember what it's called, but it's
Yeah.
it's a delicacy. It's kind of like what fish eggs, where it's like a delicacy kind of thing, where it's kind of a gross thing, but people pay a lot of money to eat it. So I tried it. It was kind of weird, but
It was always slimy.
it was this green goop. I hear it's their poop. Unintentional. I ate it. That was pretty weird.
We were on tour East Coast, and we were stopped at this motel, and at night we ended up walking over to the convenience store, and there's like hundreds of frogs on the road.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of frogs on the
stepping
road.
on them.
Yeah. It felt so gross underneath your feet and everything like that. It's like, I can't help but step on these frogs.
That reminds me of a time we played in Exeter. Oh man.
Oh
It
yeah.
was we played. It was outside, and it was
Canada Day.
Canada Day, yeah. And it was outside, and we played it in the cold room was a bit darker, so we had more like lights on the stage. And because these lights, because the time of year it was, there was like thousands of June bugs like flying around on stage.
Hitting us in the face.
Yeah, it was
like
like everywhere.
they're on my base, and you're like.
I kept hitting them.
And to put context to this, Nate has like
bugs.
it's more than anything, right? It's like the biggest fear for you ever. And so it's like a nightmare for Nate to have all these June bugs.
A week beforehand, I had to do with one June bug, and I couldn't. And there was like 1,000 of them.